Hey, Battlefield YouTube community. I'm back with Battlefield Hardline. And what do I think about this game? Well, that's kind of a tricky subject. Is it fun? Yeah, it is kind of fun. I mean, it is a beta, so things are a bit wonky on it, and the hit detection, you think they would have learned a little bit, but at times it can be trash. But they do have several months before release, so hopefully they can sort this out or take some of the Battlefield 4's current code and import it or whatever, because let's face it, guys, I think this entire game's been imported. It's very, very similar to Battlefield 4, and it shows quite a bit. And, and that's good and that's bad. I would have liked to see Battlefield 4 last a little bit longer than it did. I know by the end of the year we're going to get our, fifth DLC, and that is as much as they've ever given. And it's just been over a much shorter period of time than like Battlefield 3. It took 2 years to get to that before, and now we're doing it in a year. I know some people feel cheated about it, but that's the way it is. EA must need their money, huh? Anywho, Battlefield Hardline comes with two modes. This is Blood Money here. This is my favorite mode. Basically, you go there and collect the loot, and guys up here try to blow you up or shoot you. Most people go up there and just try to shoot you, but they don't understand. The breaching charge is so good up here. You feel like such an asshole throwing this shit down, but it works pretty well. You take out people, you take out vehicles. Hell, you could take out freaking choppers with this stuff. And I hate everyone doing it. You don't actually win up here, but so many people hang around up here, and all you're doing is delaying your loss. Then after you grab all your loot here, and if you're lucky, you'll get 5 sacks, which is 500k. And if not, a little bit helps, but to grab at least 300, I think, before you run. Anything less, 100k doesn't add up to a hell of a lot. And basically, you have to make it back to your side, your vault, and deposit it. Which, and in a way, I think they should make it take a second or two to actually deposit it, but it's instantaneous. And the other thing is, you can also run to their side and grab their cash from their vault and steal it out. Next up, you got this mode here, which I don't really like this mode as much. It's quite a bit different, but anywho, it's called Heist, and the whole objective is there's like a little bit cinematic in the very beginning where these big accident happens to this truck, and you're trying to take this stolen cash and deliver it to 2 drop-off points. And as the cops, you're trying to prevent this from happening. And it kind of reminds me of Rush and Obliteration mixed with hell, I don't even know. It's kind of a mixture of different game types. It's a little bit new, and basically, see the guy there, he got blown the hell up by a laser trip mine, which I wish weren't included, but I can see why. And you have to deposit up to this rooftop, at least on this map. And it can be pretty clusterfuckish, because when you're trying to grab it off the highway, there's guys in all directions, and people camp those stairs, at least on this one, quite a bit. But in the end, it's if you have a good team, you can actually do this quite quickly, and other times it just drags on and on and on. That's why I tend to stick to Blood Money. I have more fun on this. It is a bit linear because you don't tend to use a good chunk of the map here. It's basically that center section with the little places in between your side. And I do think the robbers have a little bit easier time, because if you have grappling hook, or you can just parachute out of that one side, you can basically parachute right to this opening and run right in. Or take those elevators down in the middle really, really easily with like very, very little effort. And the cops have that parking garage, which I find I die in that quite a bit more than the other side. It's just a little too open, and the multiple layers kind of impede you. One thing I found really nice in this Blood Money is killing the other guys and taking their money. It makes much more sense than freaking trying to stand there in that loot most of the time, because you're probably going to get yourself killed. And this vehicle right here, this hardened attack truck, is basically the LAV in this game. It hits really hard, and if you get yourself between their vault and the money pile, you can destroy them, jump out, grab their cash, and run it back to your side. You go as a team here, and I mean, you could still up to 1 million driving around killing people and be cashing out money. It's pretty nice. And a little bit overpowered, I think, because none of the other vehicles really could put up much of a fight. And this thing's amazing for defense, offense. I mean, you can only have one other person with you, but it's amazing all around and keeping people off the money. And okay, enough stalling. What do I think about the game, and should you spend your money on it? Do I think it's worth $60? You know what? I'm sure I'll end up probably buying this. it's not like $60 is going to break me. Is it worth your $60? Well, that's a totally different story. What do you think about the game? Do you have $60 to spend? If I don't know if I would want, if I was in a situation where I didn't have a lot of money, I don't think I would waste it on this. It's it might be a $30 or $40 purchase for sure, but is it $60, especially with premium? I really don't think so. It's fun. It's definitely a good distraction, but it's not as good as Battlefield 3 or 4, I don't think. You can kind of tell this is just a filler because they didn't have a Battlefield title or a Battlefront or anything this fall, and they needed something to release. And it's kind of a shame. If this was a different game on its own, it'd be pretty good. I might actually play it. But I do feel a little bit robbed knowing that this is some discount Battlefield game. Now, they do have a few months to turn, my opinion around here. I know this is just a beta. I've only seen one map and 2 modes and a limited selection of what's probably in the game as far as weapons and stuff like that goes. And I'm sure there's some balancing going to happen that makes things better and some things worse. We'll see how this turns out. I'm not holding my breath for an amazing experience, but I could be surprised. But I'm fairly sure I'm going to be playing some more Battlefield 4 for quite a while, especially with the new hit detection. If you enjoyed my video, I would appreciate you hitting that like button, and also please subscribe. And what do you think about Battlefield Hardline? You love it, hate it, feel robbed? What's going on in your head? Anyway, right here on the left, I got some Dragon Teeth weapons. All the weapons come in the DLC. And I also got a Hardline roadkills where I'll just run around, just running everybody over. Thanks for all your support, guys.